Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. This is episode 3 of the Transformation series by Paragon Solstice Incorporated. My name is Emily Rentas. I'm the owner and founder of Paragon Solstice. And this series is dedicated to showcasing individuals sharing their personal stories of transformation and resilience, and providing some insight and guidance on how you can manage transformation and resilience in your own life. And today I have Lara of Armenian from California, and she is an agent with the World Financial Group. And she is an immigrant who was born in Lebanon through Armenian descent. And she's here to share her story of transformation and resilience, and just navigating the systems and the bureaucracies of that and how that impacted her experience. So thank you, Laura, for joining us today. I'm really excited. Even before we started this, we were having such a great conversation, and I'm so excited to hear what you're going to share with us. So please introduce yourself, Laura. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you to the United States.
Hi, Emily, and hi, everyone. Um, like Emily said, I'm in Armenian descent, but I was born in Lebanon, not by choice. It was my great grandparents who were massacred, and if my grandparents weren't actually rescued by missionaries and taken them to Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, those places, technically I wouldn't even have this conversation right now because I wouldn't be here. So I actually value life and all that, and I know how hard it was for my grandparents to live in a country they didn't know anything, grow up without parents, and actually form a family. That's alone says volume about life and how not to give up on life when you don't have anybody. Um, so fast forward. Well, I grew up in Lebanon, but it was a wartime too. We grew up in war where bombs were, we were in the shelters all the time. We didn't know if we're going to school or not. We didn't have electricity, like almost like a primitive life. My father wanted to immigrate here in 79. We came here, we got all our paperwork, but he still couldn't make up his mind to finally live here. So we were in between two countries until later on in my years that I moved here by myself. After I got married, I had my son here, and but then again, I had to again have to live in another country, total different country, because my late husband's actually business was moved there in Cyprus. I lived there 7 years. And then I moved back here finally. And he was supposed to join me, but unfortunately, again, things happen, challenges happen, and he unfortunately passed away. And I find myself, me and my son, and I have to raise him by myself with one income. And unfortunately, especially in California, I don't know in any other areas of the states, that it's so hard to live with one paycheck. I had to start with the minimum wage, $8 an hour. Well, barely covers our expenses. But I raised him, thank God. Like, honestly, God is amazing. Helped me all the way through, I can't tell I made it by myself. I made with God's help and got all the prayers that were answered. But at one point it came to me that this is not enough. Living paycheck to paycheck is not enough. We cannot continue that cycle. It doesn't give you peace. It doesn't give you, you're always like wondering what's gonna happen. How am I gonna survive? What about the future? Things happening, inflation happening, things are getting more expensive. So on top of that, I started worrying. As a single mother. Well, my son don't have sibling, and I don't have a husband. And what if something happens to me? Then what? What's gonna happen to my son? I want to leave a legacy. I don't want to be living here and leaving him with a debt or not guiding him the right way, and people don't share with you all this stuff. Those were all concerns to me. But before that, when I was working with Macy's, people tell you to actually sign up for retirement plans. And we listen to each other because, well, there's truth in it, I guess. It will help you. But when you ask them back, do you know how it works? Do you know how to interpret the statements when it comes to see what it's doing? Do you know how to set up correctly? Any questions you ask, no one can answer to you. Okay, I went to HR and they didn't answer to me. They said, well, we don't know and we cannot give it. We're not in the position to answer those questions anyway. We have financial advisor through the company that you signed up that is ready to help you. It's a free of charge because there's a contract between them, right? Unfortunately, I did call, but I'm still waiting for that phone call to return back. It's been 12 years and no one can call me back to explain to me until I was looking and I found the company WFG and I saw the education they give. They educate you about those retirement plans. They educate you how to better your life. We educate you about investing in the right places to meet your goals and needs. You need to meet those goals. You have goals and dreams somewhere along the line. Sometimes we forget about it. Or we just say, oh, it's impossible, or I don't know how to map it, or we always find excuses for those dreams and we just dump it somewhere. But we should be resilient, especially when it comes to our finances, and we need to teach our kids. In this country, this is the land of opportunity. And unfortunately, if we don't change it right now, we're heading to a place where third world countries are. You work till you die. There's no more gonna be retirement because no one will be able to afford, because somewhere in the line, along the line, they either didn't set it up correctly or they made a mistake because they didn't know all the rules involved with it, or suddenly they found out because from the beginning it was just set up for them and they didn't know all the other stuff, and they find out, oh wow, half of it went to taxes and or different stuff, and then they find out it's not enough anymore. Mm-hmm. But there are out there great tools that you can utilize to map your dreams, to set it up correctly, to protect your money, your hard-earned money. Every penny works. You're working so hard. Why don't you protect it? Why don't you set it up? Why don't you plan correctly? It is very important. And like I said, the part where I was actually also bothering me is the part where something happens to me, what becomes of my son. I'm not saying that he cannot take care of himself. Yes, he's grew up here, he has his degrees, he's gonna have, but life happens. Yes. Challenges happen. And I don't want him down the road to worry about it. I want to leave a legacy. I want to make sure that, yes, he can do whatever he wants, but at the times when challenges arise, there's also something he can rely on, even though I'm not here in this world anymore.
So Laura, that's such a powerful story of what you just shared of, in times of uncertainty when you were in Europe, where you're traveling to these different countries, you don't know where you're going to stay at, how long this is going to be. So you're not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel anytime soon. Can you tell us a little bit about what kept you going and, what helped you kind of remain optimistic or remain open-minded that there would be a solution or a change of your circumstances?
Well, I guess you know, and any time of your growing, when you're growing, when whether you're kid or grown up or whatever, you know that life is not always smiling or always like, oh, happy, happy, happy. That's not true. Life has its ups and downs, and you just have to learn how to survive. Challenges happen, but my mindset always have been that it's okay. It's another learning curve. I learned something, and I can move on and I can restart. I had to restart so many times, and I trusted God in the first place because I knew with Him I can accomplish anything. I have no fear in doing so, in putting myself in situations where I'm learning and growing. I don't have the mindset of, oh, I am going to give up because this thing happened. I don't have that mindset. I don't know, is it because of our ancestry, like how my grandparents endured, or and I saw that, you know, or growing up in war, because it wasn't uncertain all the time. It was uncertain. We don't know. I used to pray all the time that, Lord, I don't care about anything else, but don't take my parents away from me. That was my goal. I wasn't say, oh, I want to grow up be this or grow up to be that, but my main goal was, please don't leave us as an orphan. And I think that those mindset and trusting God, and I knew God will answer. I just endured and persevered, and I know it's only a matter of time. Things gonna change. And it did. You know, it did. I saw myself as strong to be able to, whatever situation I was, to find a way to find the best of it, make the best of it, to actually, like when I lived in a country that I didn't know about, to make friends, try to build relationship with people, and try to learn that country, how it's run, um, and all. I don't know. I know that God gives you the power, okay? Gives you the power and strength. You just have to believe in yourself. That's the main focus, okay? Don't fear. We're not supposed to fear. If we fear, we're gonna be paralyzed. Don't fear. You trust yourself. You can do it. There will be people who will help you along the run and support you. Don't, just believe in God, have faith, trust, and you will make it.
Wow, so powerful, Laura. I'm so glad to have had the opportunity to interview you, and I hope that whoever is watching, the story really resonates with you. And below in the description, there's information regarding Laura and how you can contact her and more information. But thank you, Laura, for your time today. It was such a pleasure. Much blessings and success in your business, and I hope that you continue to endure. You're an amazing survivor. I'm more than sure you're going to continue to do very well in your life.
I certainly thank you for this, but I just want to make sure that people do something about it to change their course of their life. Just trust, don't fear, and be educated. And then that's what we do. Most of it is that we want to educate people to make wiser choices. Don't say they're gonna survive. Leave a legacy to your kid. Change the course of the family life. Your parents might have done whatever their situation was, you know. I don't blame my friend. They were in a situation, they did manage however they can, because none of us are perfect. We don't know. We just learn it through life. But when something comes, take the initiative to change it, to change the course of your life and your family's legacy going forward on your children, your children's children, and all that. And just believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. That's amazing. That's the crux of what we endure when we're in challenges, the only person that we have to trust and believe is ourselves before we can do it for others.
Right.
Thank you, Laura. All right.
Thank you, Emily. I appreciate very much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone who's watching. I appreciate it. Stay tuned for the next episode. Take care.